What's up guys, it's Tommy here and welcome to a very interesting Liverpool transfer news video because a Barcelona correspondent is reporting for goal.com, which is a very reliable football website, and they have a lot of transfer stories usually. So Barcelona are reportedly ready to listen to offers for Philippe Coutinho, and they are lowering their price to as low as 80 million euros, which is about 69 million pounds. And upwards. So Liverpool could sign Coutinho for about 70 million pounds, which would be about half of what Barcelona paid for Coutinho with add-ons. So my big question to you guys is, do you think that for 70 million, do you think Liverpool should sign Coutinho back? Do you want him back? Would he improve this Liverpool team? I think he would, but only if he plays as a number 10 in the midfield. I don't think he should start ahead of Mane on the left wing, or he should play on the right wing instead of Mohamed Salah. Coutinho has had a pretty dreadful season at Barcelona. He actually scored fewer goals in 41 games this season than he did for the second half of last season, where he played only 22 games, but he scored 10 goals in 22 games, which was a very good return. And he also scored 12 goals in the first half of last season at Liverpool. But it looks like that Coutinho is not happy at Barcelona because he's not starting. He didn't really work out as a left winger for Barcelona. Ousmane Dembele has been starting more often at that position, and also he really hasn't made his midfield position his own. Barcelona wanted him to replace Andres Iniesta in the long term, but that hasn't worked out. And as I said, Barcelona are actually preferring Arthur in his position, who has been a very, very good signing for Barcelona. And also usually Busquets and Rakitic start next to Arthur in the Barcelona midfield. And actually many Barcelona fans are very upset and disappointed at Coutinho. They expected a lot more from Coutinho, and at times he looks very low on confidence. He looks out of sorts in this Barcelona team, and that's a big surprise to me as well, because I thought that he was the perfect player for Barcelona. He's Brazilian, he has a lot of skills, a lot of agility, dribbling ability, vision, creativity, everything that you would want from a Barcelona type of midfielder. But for some reason it just hasn't worked out. Coutinho hasn't hit the heights that he did at Liverpool. The big pro for this Liverpool transfer is that Coutinho already knows the club, knows the league. He wouldn't need time to adapt to his new surroundings, and he also knows many of the Liverpool players, so he would be on the same wavelength as Firmino, Salah and Mane, because they played together. With Salah, he only played with Salah for half a season, but with the other players he played together for a lot of time. And also he knows Jurgen Klopp, so signing another creative midfielder for a similar price, it would take a lot of time for that player to get used to the Jurgen Klopp playing style. You could see how Fabinho needed time to adapt, how a lot of other players needed time. Naby Keita is still adapting, for example. And according to Goal, Barcelona will listen to and discuss offers in the excess of 80 million euros, which, as I said, is about 70 million pounds. It would represent a significant loss on the 120 million euros that Barcelona paid upfront for Coutinho to Liverpool, and also with add-ons that comes out as about 155 million euros, which is an incredible amount of money. I think Liverpool got a very good deal. But also there is talks of Coutinho being hesitant on moving back to England, because his family, his wife and his children didn't really settle in England. They didn't really love living in England. They much prefer to live in Spain, but there are not a lot of clubs that Coutinho could go to, because he has incredible wages. He is earning 2.3 million euros per month, which is an insane wage, and not many clubs can afford him. Juventus don't really have space for Coutinho. They just signed Aaron Ramsey for ridiculous wages, and of course with Cristiano Ronaldo, Juventus's wage bill is already almost full. Coutinho is linked with Liverpool and Manchester United, and I would be very upset if Coutinho went to Manchester United, I will be honest, because I see him still as a Liverpool player, as a type of Liverpool player that wouldn't go to our direct rivals. But that happened before. That happened with Michael Owen, which was a huge disappointment for many Liverpool fans, including myself, because I became a Liverpool fan when Michael Owen was in his prime at Liverpool, and to see him play for Manchester United, it just didn't feel right. So he's hesitant on moving back to England, but if there are no other offers for him, then he might have to choose to move back to England. That I think Liverpool would be possibly his preferred destination. The big question is, would Jurgen Klopp want to work with Coutinho? The other option that the newspaper is mentioning is Paris Saint-Germain. They are probably the only other club who can pay Coutinho's wages. Of course, Barcelona will never sell to Real Madrid one of their key players, so Coutinho to Real Madrid is not happening anytime soon. Other Spanish clubs can't afford his wages. I don't think he would go to Atletico Madrid. The Atletico Madrid playing style doesn't really fit Coutinho, and Atletico don't have the wages of Barcelona, so I don't think he can go there. And even in England, not a lot of clubs can pay Coutinho's wages, but Paris Saint-Germain definitely can. The big question is, would Coutinho want to move to Paris Saint-Germain? I'm not sure. Of course, his good friend and Brazilian international teammate Neymar is already at PSG, so that could be an option as well. And Coutinho just made 16 starts and 10 substitute appearances so far in La Liga, and he actually hasn't completed a full 90 minutes for Barcelona since the January transfer window. And Goal newspaper understands that Coutinho was not interested in leaving the club Barcelona in the winter transfer window, as he is still determined to turn his situation around. But it looks like he's failing to convince Barcelona manager Ernesto Valverde that he should be a first team regular, starting every week, and he has to consider his future. And I think when Coutinho signed for Barcelona, and even they were house searching with Luis Suarez, I think he visioned a very different outcome to this Barcelona transfer. I think his idea was to move to Barcelona and be there for the next 5, 6, 7 years, win a lot of trophies, and then maybe move to another country when he is past his best. But this turned out to be a very different situation at Barcelona. And after the first 6 months, I honestly believed that Coutinho would be a success, because in the first 6 months Coutinho was really in form. He scored 10 goals, as I said, in 22 games, and the fans loved him. But since then, he have very rarely contributed any consecutive, consistent, meaningful performances for Barcelona. And it also doesn't help maybe that he's not the main man. He's just one of many superstars at Barcelona. The main man is Lionel Messi, of course, and still Suarez, and even players like Arthur and Rakitic have outshone Coutinho in the Barcelona midfield. And it's very strange why that happened. I can't really put my finger on it, why that is the case. And ESPN's Barcelona correspondent Sam Marsden gave an interview to the Liverpool Echo. He said, the longer this goes on, the more feasible that Barca would accept an offer for Coutinho. The problem is they paid so much for him and invested so much into him that they don't want to take a big hit and sell him for a lot less money. At the moment, the official line is he's not for sale, but behind the scenes, Barcelona probably will sell Coutinho. But unofficially, there are whispers that if Manchester United, Chelsea, Bayern Munich or Liverpool come in during the summer and tested Barcelona with a bid maybe of around £100 million, then maybe the club would think now is the right time to cut their losses. As for Liverpool, I don't have any insight from their point of view, But if they did come in with a bid, it would almost be like Barca would be put off by selling him back to the club where they bought him from. Even if Liverpool were to match the same price that another club was prepared to pay, it almost feels like Barcelona would have been head off. So that's a good point as well, that maybe Barcelona wouldn't prefer to sell him back to Liverpool, but it's well documented that Liverpool are looking to make a Coutinho replacement. And how funny would it be to re-sign Coutinho as the Coutinho replacement? That would be the jokes as well. And I think he would fit in well in this current Liverpool team. We really need goals from midfield. But it also depends on the price. I think that is the biggest factor, because for the right price I would bring back Coutinho, but for £100 million, no. Honestly, with £100 million we can sign a player as good as Coutinho and maybe another young fullback. Like, we need a new left back. It looks like Alberto Moreno will leave Liverpool at the end of the season. His contract is up, so he can go on a free bossman transfer to any club. And according to the reports in the independent newspaper, Moreno is likely to sign for Lazio. We already sold Luis Alberto, who is now a main man, one of the main strikers for Lazio, and also Lucas Leiva, who is also a main midfielder, defensive midfielder for Lazio. And Lucas Leiva was actually the player of the year at Lazio in 2017-2018. So I think having two former Liverpool players there, maybe Moreno talked to them as well. And I think the slower paced Serie A style of football would suit Alberto Moreno, because he just never really shined for Liverpool for extended periods. Of course, he hasn't played a lot of football this season, so it remains to be seen where Moreno will go. But if the reports are true, then I can see him signing for Lazio, because it's a good club and they already have former Liverpool players, so he would have help in the dressing room, settling into the club. And Trent Alexander-Arnold talked about the proof that Liverpool have come a long way in the past couple of seasons, and he said in an interview, maybe a few years ago we would not have got the 3 points at Fulham, but we have showed how good a team we are becoming. We are a force to be reckoned with. To be able to bounce back and show our character after conceding the equalizer was good for us. I think we will probably look back at the end of the season and think that whatever the outcome may be, that this Fulham game was important for us. The full week, the goals we have conceded at home to Burnley when we went down 1-0 at home, it was tough going to Bayern and then conceding an equalizer against Fulham. It was tough as well. Mentally, we have been through a lot of tests this week, but 3 wins, that's all that you can ask from the team, from the players. So Trent Alexander-Arnold is right. Liverpool have really done well winning the last 3 games, but we have to keep winning, because Manchester City at the moment still about 69% favorites to win the title. Liverpool are still only 31% favorites, 31% chance to win the title. Manchester City are the favorites, but that could turn in an instant. Manchester City need to just drop points in one game for Liverpool to move ahead of Manchester City in the title race. So I really hope that will be the case. And also regarding the Alberto Moreno transfer, who we could replace him with is Ben Chilwell, who is a Leicester City player, and we have been linked with Chilwell previously, and he fits the bill, and he would be a more and tougher competition for Andrew Robertson. And when Robertson needs a breather, or when he is injured, or when he just needs a rest, then Ben Chilwell would be the perfect replacement for Andrew Robertson. And it also, with Liverpool looking to fight on all fronts next season, I think we need to build a squad who is capable of fighting for the FA Cup, for the League Cup, and signing somebody like Ben Chilwell to help Liverpool push towards those trophies as well. And the other transfer that I want is Matthijs de Ligt, who would be a perfect signing, and he would complement Virgil van Dijk very well, because they are the centre-back partnership for Netherlands, and you can watch Netherlands. They are playing today, I believe, in the Euro qualifiers, and they also go to Germany on Sunday or Monday, I'm not sure. But the Germany-Netherlands game will be a good test for De Ligt and Van Dijk, so I will try to at least catch those highlights of that game and see how they do together. Joe Gomez have struggled with injuries this season. Dejan Lovren has struggled with injuries as well, and Matip is a good defender, don't get me wrong, but he's, I think, a player that we can improve on, and signing De Ligt would be a massive, massive improvement. So my transfer wish list probably for the summer is signing Timo Werner, somebody who can score goals from midfield, either Coutinho or maybe another attacking midfielder. Ben Chilwell would be a very good signing, and Matthijs de Ligt. And of course we should sell players like Lovren, like Moreno, like Daniel Sturridge to free up funds and wages for these transfers to happen. And Jamie Carragher said that Jurgen Klopp fits Liverpool and Liverpool fits Jurgen Klopp, and here's why, and this is very interesting. So he says it goes beyond football. He's suited firstly because he's a top manager, there's no doubt about that. Then there's his personality, his passion on the sidelines resonates with the Liverpool supporters who are also passionate. His beliefs away from football too, and how he likes his football played. He resonates with fans on a different level, on a higher level. When he speaks, Liverpool supporters listen. He speaks their type of language, how they like football to be played. It comes back to that energy and passion in his team, with him on the sidelines, that mirrors Liverpool people and Liverpool supporters at Anfield. Liverpool people have just taken to him. How long that love affair lasts, it depends on how successful the club are. And I think we are on the right track. That's just my opinion. There are a lot of top managers in the world. I'm not saying Jurgen Klopp is the best manager in the world by a long stretch, but what I would say is I don't think any manager is a better fit for Liverpool Football Club than Jurgen Klopp is. It doesn't really worry me that Franz Beckenbauer says he's the perfect fit for Bayern Munich. That's what Carragher is saying. Jurgen Klopp has only had 3 clubs in his managerial career, and none of them have been a Bayern Munich type club, a Real Madrid or that type of club. Has always been at clubs where the feeling is you are fighting against those clubs, the biggest clubs, the richest clubs in the world. Maybe that's what brings out the best in Jurgen Klopp. Of course, there is no doubt top clubs around European football will be looking at Klopp to be their manager one day, but he's at the top club right now. For him, he's had success with similar types of clubs from that working class area. It does feel like he clicks with those types of clubs, and long may it continue. So Liverpool, the key for Liverpool, in my opinion, is to keep the key players together at Liverpool and build on it. So sign more world-class players, and let's go for the Premier League and the Champions League next season as well as this season. Really looking forward to how the rest of the season unfolds. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. See you later. Have a nice day. Goodbye.